In this video, I'm going to show you the best or the easiest way to make gathers or ruffles on any fabric, so stick to this video. Before we go further, let me tell you about the sponsor of today's video. And the sponsor of today's video is Stylebit. Stylebit is an application designed for fashion designers to help them manage and scale their businesses. So with Stylebit, you can keep track of your business, know how well your business is doing, know your total revenue. You can save measurements on your device, save your customers' information on your device. You can add new orders. You can send invoice to your customers to remind them about any pending payments you are yet to receive from them. And especially from Stylebit, you get access, free access to fashion designer community, where you can ask questions whenever you have anything, you have any difficulty, you can just go in there. So go to the comment section, you see a link to download the Stylebit app. Click on the link, download the Stylebit application, sign up, and go to the more option. Go under your profile and you see join Stylebit community. Click on that to join the Stylebit community. So I'll see you then in the community. Do that. So let's get to it. If your net is very skewed, then you should press it. That will help you a lot. If the net is very skewed, you don't want to start with a skewed net. So the next thing you do now is to know how wide you want the gathers or the ruffles to be. So for me, let me say I want it to be as wide as 4 inches. So I'm going to be cutting this net in 4 inches. But let me set it first. So you keep on cutting till I cut out the entire net. So this is 4 inches here. Wow, the 4 inches is much. This is 4 inches. Or should I go with 3.5 inches? So I'll go with 3.5 inches because I think 4 inches is much. So let me go with 3.5 inches. I'll start measuring. Mark. This is a long process. So you mark all through. And after cutting this one, after cutting straight, you mark on it again. Then you cut till you have the whole net cut out. It depends on what you want to do. I just want the gathers to be on a sleeve, like to make a ruffle sleeve. So I just got 2 yards of net, just 2 yards only. So I'll skip the process of cutting this to let you hit the point of making these gathers. So now I have everything cut out in 3.5 inches. So we're going to move to making the ruffles, making the gathers right away. At this point, you don't want to miss anything, so just stick to this video. If you haven't subscribed to my channel or you haven't followed my page, do that now. Click on the subscription button, hit on the notification bell so you get notified anytime I drop a new video. So let's move to it. At this point, what next to do now is to join all these net we cut. I want to join all of them together. So you're going to join them together, going to place them on each other, then join. This also will take a little bit of time, but I'm going to skip it just to make the video very short and save your time. Then you don't have to remove this before you join the next one. So I just want to show you to make it easier for you whenever you're doing. And you should trace it from this side, because I'm going to pick one of these, one of the first one I join. I'm going to pick one of it, and then this is the right face of it. I place the right face to it, so I'm going to trace that face to ensure I'm still using that face as the right face now in the new joining I'm going to do. So after this is the right face, after placing that, I'm going to pick a new net. For a new net, I don't have to, of course it doesn't have difference from the bad and from the both side. So I'm just going to place it on it, any side of it. Then I'm going to join. After joining, I'm going to trace the right face of the one I just placed on it. Trace it, ensure I'm still on that face. bring it in. So I just bring it in now. Then pick another net entirely. This time a new net. You don't have to trace a face here because there's no difference between the both sides of the net. So I'm going to join now. Doing this will make it fast and easier for you. You don't have to stop at every joining. So let me skip the process. I hope you understand what I just did here. This is the last net. So after joining the last one, you bring it out. Then you start separating them. So I just separated this one now from the entire net. But before I go further, I want to let you know that this seam allowance, this sewing allowance is too much. It will make it obvious that the net are being joined. So, and we don't want that to happen. So I'm going to trim out the seam allowance very close to the seam, but I'm not touching the seam. So just make the seam allowance to be as minimal as you could. Move to the next one. Do the same thing for this one too. So you keep moving till you're done, and after that we continue with the gathers. You're going to double the net. If you wish, you can make yours just one net, but it makes more sense when the net is doubled. So I double the net, and before we start, I will insert this needle into this side of the foot. Can you see that? So I'm putting it here in a way that the needle doesn't obstruct this machine needle. So you can see that the needle my machine needle will go into this machine freely without them touching each other. So before you start sewing, you should ensure you should roll your machine with your hand, not pressing, not starting working. You should just roll it to check if the machine needle will go into the machine freely. Then you start sewing. The gathers will just start directly. So instead of sewing through and dragging the thread with your hand, you can use this method to save a lot of time. Can you see it? So let's go. Out. So